Hi, T.O.T. Carlson here, and it's been a while, but I'm back with another vinyl haul. Made a few finds here over the past few weeks. Haven't made a video in a while covering a haul of vinyl finds, but we're going to do that today. I'm also going to be doing, separate reviews for some of these releases that are a little more thorough over the course of the next few weeks. But for now, let's get started with the vinyl haul. First of all, I found this. This is the Honey Drippers. This was a really short-lived project for Robert Plant and Jimmy Page after Led Zeppelin, doing bluesy style music. Definitely a far cry from Led Zeppelin, but an interesting piece of history. Sadly, they only recorded this one EP and nothing else. Next up we have Foreigner, Inside Information. This was their final album with vocalist Lou Gramm, who left the band and was replaced with Johnny Edwards. Gramm would come back to do one more album in the 90s called Mr. Moonlight, but again would leave the band not long after that. This album will forever be known for the hit song Say You Will, arguably Foreigner's last big hit. Found this in the budget bin at Record City. This is the Beatles' Rubber Soul, actually the American pressing of the album, which is missing 4 tracks from the UK version, but then it adds in 2 tracks from the Help LP. There's the back cover right there. This isn't in the best of shape, but it was a cool find. I mean, how often do you find the Beatles in the budget bin? Y&T 10. Y&T, one of my favorite bands of all time, and this is a very underrated album from a time when music trends were changing. The band on this album includes Jimmy DeGrasso, who's played with a lot of artists, including Megadeth and Dokken, and Steph Burns on guitar, who's played with Alice Cooper and Huey Lewis. Probably the most popular song on this record was Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. One of my best finds, and this is a new reissue, it's Iron Maiden, Live After Death. One of my favorite heavy metal bands of all time, one of my favorite live albums of all time. Gotta love Iron Maiden, and this is the band at their absolute peak during the World Slavery Tour promoting the Power Slave record. Another great find, this is Jet, Get Born. These guys were, actually I'm not sure if they're still around or not, they might be, but they're an Australian rock band, very heavily influenced by older rock bands. The song Are You Gonna Be My Girl was a huge hit that got all kinds of radio play. But then there's also minor hits on here like Look What You've Done, Roll Over DJ, Cold Hard Bitch. It's a great album and really glad to revisit this. On vinyl, no less. Another reissue, and the first time this album's been on vinyl. This is Fastball, All the Pain Money Can Buy. These guys will forever be known for their radio hit The Way, which came out in the late 90s and even well into the early 2000s, got played on the radio constantly. That song is inescapable. And they had some other minor hits on here like Out of My Head, Fire Escape, Better Than It Was. There is more to these guys than one song, and I'm glad I found this on vinyl. Yeah, my girlfriend, actually, I got this for her birthday. This is Led Zeppelin 3, Led Zeppelin's third album, and a deluxe reissue which actually has 2 LPs. LP 1 being the original album, and LP 2 being like bonus outtakes and the like. Always really loved this, funky hippie artwork they had on this record, and the tri-gatefold like that. And like I said too, I'll be covering a lot of these, including this one, more thoroughly in other videos. Another find from the Record City budget bin. Patrick Hernandez, Born to Be Alive. One of the quintessential anthems of the disco dance era, despite the song originally being envisioned as a hard rock song. It's one of the biggest hits of its time, and one of my favorite movies in the Vacation series, Vegas Vacation, actually features that song as the Griswold family is driving into Las Vegas for the first time. Here we have Autograph, Turn Up the Radio, the anthology. This is actually a collection of early demos from the band. So, a little bit of an interesting piece of history here for fans of this group. This is actually a pretty brand new release. Billy Idol, the Roadside EP. The guy's still active, still doing what he does best, and this is actually released on Dark Horse Records, which was George Harrison's label. So great that Billy Idol is still doing his thing. I've seen him live twice, and I definitely want to see him again. One of my all-time favorites. Yeah, Deep Purple, Hush. This is a 12-inch single of the re-recorded version of the Joe South song they originally covered in 1968 with original vocalist Rod Evans. But here they have Ian Gillan singing it with the reunited Mark II lineup. Then there's also 2 live B-sides. This was released in conjunction with the Nobody's Perfect live release. Last thing in the stack is UFO, The Wild, the Willing, and the Innocent. This was one of their albums to feature guitarist Paul Chapman, who sadly passed away not too long ago. I actually had the luxury of meeting him back in 2015 when he played out here in Vegas with a band called Killer Bee. And this album was the first to feature keyboardist Neil Carter, who replaced Paul Rain. Another very good, very underrated entry in the UFO catalog. Have you made any great vinyl finds lately? Comment down below and let me know what you got. Also, remember to subscribe to my channel for more content because I'm always posting new videos. And give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. See you next time.